family settled here in 1847, and they established a grist mill and a sawmill. John and Barbara Shaw, they originally moved up from Bytown, and with their 2-year-old son. It was a property that was attractive for one basic reason, and that was the water power on the Snake River. And so they established a sawmill, and then followed by a grist mill. And by 1851, they actually had 7 employees working on this in that enterprise. They also farmed, and obviously they were foresters as well. And I guess we have to give them a lot of credit for having the foresight to preserve this chunk of really valuable land in its original state, because it's been never harvested. This has never been cut. It's an original forest, and there aren't too many original forests left. The background here is one of the largest erratics on the Shaw Woods property. It would have been torn off of the cliffs on the other side of Shaw Pond back 10 or 11,000 years ago, when this was covered with when this was covered with 2 kilometers of ice, and the pressure and the movement of that ice pulled these large rocks across and deposited them in a series of places. Up beyond us here is what's called a boulder train, and a boulder train is a long, narrow row of stone which are periodically dropped. There's problems happening. One of them being that we have the highway access very close. We do have some openings that have plants that kind of get established and then are spreading into different places, so we have to be watchful for. And one of them is actually right here, and this is a plant that came in from Europe. It's actually a medicinal plant called coltsfoot, and it has a yellow flower. It's one of the earliest blooming plants in the spring. Looks a little bit like a dandelion. You might mistake it for that, but it blooms about 2 weeks earlier. It spreads underground. It has this very fine network of white roots, and you can see that it's kind of creeping up the trail here. So it's one area that we have to watch, and so it doesn't actually get off to the sides, because it's trying to get into the bush, but this is kind of its trailhead here, I suppose.